What's going on YouTube? It's AKingscreation again, bringing you guys back another video. In this video, we're going to do a game comparison between Arc Raiders and Where Winds Meet. Now, one game you have to pay for and another game is completely free. Arc Raiders is about $40 right now on the market, and Where Winds Meet is completely free. So that is one of the comparisons we're going to already talk about. Just off of that alone, one game is free and the other one you have to pay for. But we're going to go into depth on why I'm going to choose one of the games over the other and what your thoughts are going to be in the comments of what your favorite game will be. Now, if you haven't played these two games yet, I highly recommend testing out both of them to see which one will continue your gaming journey for a very long time. That being said, let's go ahead and break down different aspects of these games and compare both of them head to head in terms of a solo player. Now, both of these games you can play with multiple players or with friends or PvP, PvE, but we're going to mainly focus on the solo aspect because that's what we usually cover on this channel. So without further ado, let's go ahead and break down these games. All right, first up, let's talk about character customization. What do we expect when we first jump into both of these games? Well, for Where Winds Meet, we got character customization between body types. We got male or female. Now, another customization that is even more in depth with this game is that it allows you to showcase different backgrounds with different wardrobes with the characters that you so select. Now, I love this game because of that feature alone. Everybody knows on my channel that I am huge when it comes to fashion, and anybody knows the old term fashionscape. That's where it all started for me. Where it comes to character customization, I have to have the best drip. So with this game, the game also features character facial changes, different makeups you can use. And also this one is pretty cool as well because it has animated backgrounds with the wardrobes that you create with your characters. So yes, a lot of this game is free, but as you can see, most of the paid part of it is through cosmetics. Let's talk about Arc Raiders. Right, so for Arc Raiders, the character customization is a little bit more generic. It doesn't have additional features where you can change like the makeup on your character or the different facial extractions and widen out the cheekbones. Arc Raiders more so has, where you can change the different race that you want to use, different skin tones, different hair color, different hairstyles, but they only give you a limited amount of hairstyles, as you can see. For a paid version, I guess it's not too bad, but I wish that it had the same features as the free game version of Where Winds Meet. But for this game, you can change the different outfit colors and so on and so on. So let's go ahead and break down the different skill trees and different abilities in each game. Okay, Where Winds Meet, let's talk about its abilities. For a completely free to play game, this has 4 times more abilities you can unlock and use early on in your journey of playing the game compared to Arc Raiders. All right, we have different abilities for just puzzle unlocks, different abilities for area debuffs, different abilities for area damage, general abilities, movement abilities, talent abilities, flying abilities. I mean, I feel like I'm just going on, and I'm only 10 hours into the game and I'm already seeing how many different abilities there are. There are even musical abilities, slow motion abilities, invisibility ability, quick speed ability, walking on water abilities. As you guys can see, just a glimpse of some of the previews for these abilities. Look at the flying one, Meteor Flight, for example. Look at this ability. It's a free to play game, guys. What are we talking about here, right? I'm geeking out on this game, as you can see, but we are doing a comparison between both of these games, and obviously this one has more abilities because maybe it's the fact that it's a martial art type of game. It's more swords, more different weapon types compared to Arc Raiders, where it has gun types, of course, but obviously guns have their own abilities and rate of fire, stuff like that. But this one is more in depth when it comes to animations for different weapons, and so on. And as you guys can see, here's another feature where you can unlock different talents that will allow you to increase the damage on your weapons, maybe a charge skill or a heavy attack for your spear. As you can see, all of this is free, so you're going to spend hours and hours if you're trying to max out a certain build or trying to achieve a certain play style. It's going to take hours. So let's talk about Arc Raiders abilities. Okay, so when we go into Arc Raiders as a beginner, we get to look at a skill tree here, and this is majority of the abilities that you can unlock for Arc Raiders, especially starting out and going in towards the end game. We have 3 different trees here. We got conditioning, mobility, and survival. Now, each one of these trees can vary over time as you progress through Arc Raiders. They might nerf a certain side of the tree or buff the certain side of the tree, so you might want to change around your points every now and then. But that is basically the majority of the abilities. Now, each weapon so far that I've unlocked starting out in the game has been pretty dull. I've been using free loadouts, but each of their weapons as you move and progress through the game have different abilities. Like some might have quicker reload speed, or some might have different fire rates, some might shoot different status effects, right? So that is majority of the abilities when it comes to the game. Now, anybody who's been die hard into Arc Raiders, please let me know in the comments below, or let everybody else know in the comments below what other features there might be that we are missing. Keep in mind, this is from a perspective of starting out both of these games within the first 10 to 20 hours. Now, as you guys can see, I'm showing you a city where it has different vendors and different types of materials you can buy from each one of these vendors or sell. And it's basically called the trades section. So what you're doing is trading out material and different types of material from each one of these vendors. So that is pretty much the feature for the abilities and powers that you can have for Arc Raiders. Now let's talk about the quests. So Arc Raiders quests are pretty straightforward. Honestly, it'll just tell you exactly what you need to do once you go in. It'll tell you what you need to scavenge or what you need to kill and then pick up to complete the quest, and you will get certain rewards. Now, this is what it's going to look like when you first come in. I'm pretty sure these are going to be the standard quests for everybody that is starting Arc Raiders for the first time and unlocking that Battlegrounds first area. Now, it's not really story driven or lore driven. Once you do these quests, you're not going to go talk to an NPC and have a full-on conversation and watch cutscenes once you are doing these quests. So that's why I said it's pretty standard. It'll just tell you exactly what you need to complete for the objectives to get the rewards. Now, for where winds meet, the quests are completely different. You're going to get that lore feel, that storyline feel, where you get an understanding of the characters that you're doing the quest for and the purpose of getting the quest. And you can also see yourself receiving the rewards from the NPC. That's something that a lot of people might like seeing, understanding the personality behind the characters, where they grew up. And also, as you're exploring around the world, sometimes you might just activate a side quest just out of nowhere, and you have to figure out, for example, this bear, right? This is at the very beginning of the game, so you guys will encounter this. It shows you different ways to acquire different abilities, because some of these side quests are a certain way to unlock certain abilities, right? So that is the feature behind the quest behind Where Winds Meet. Let's talk about gameplay. So we're going to start with Where Winds Meet. What is the gameplay to expect from this? What type of content should we expect from the gameplay? Well, we got hidden dungeons. As you guys can see, I'm currently in my first hidden dungeon within Where Winds Meet, and there's enemies in it as well as a final boss towards the end. So here's some quick gameplay look of the action-packed martial arts abilities for somebody starting out the game for the first time. And that's just the beginning first 3 hours. We're already doing crazy abilities, stabbing people in their chest as they're laying down, and showing off some slow motion skills as well as parry blocks. Now we're approaching the boss. Here's one of the cutscenes for one of the final bosses in one of the dungeons. I'm not going to showcase the entire fight because I will be spoiling it for those who are definitely willing to test this out. I highly recommend you test this game out. It is free. It doesn't hurt whether you like it or not. Just one of the bosses. There are lots of different bosses with a lot of different abilities to look out for and counter, so make sure you pay attention to your surroundings as well, because there are explosive barrels you can shoot to do a lot of damage to these bosses. Now even the NPCs, your local villagers, have their own abilities when it comes to certain martial artists that are around the duel area. You can fight and practice against if you want to practice your abilities, practice your timing when it comes to parrying and learning the different abilities to look out for. Sometimes the ones you can't block are all red, or the ones you can parry are slow motion attacks, right? Or the ones you can easily dodge are clear and white and yellow color. So this game definitely shows you different indicators for different attacks. There are also cool features that are going to blind you within the game. As you can see, one of the villagers had thrown out a foggy smoke where it was hard for me to see and find them, or they'll disappear and you have to really lock onto your target to pay attention, which is another key aspect of this game. You have a lock on and lock off feature. This game allows you to swim around under different lakes, because some lakes might have side quests where you have to go into the lake and do some certain mechanics to complete the quest. And also you'll be able to find a lot of treasure down in these lakes. So you want to kind of look through a lot of the water, open water areas, see what you can find down there, find some hidden loot, and you might be able to find a weapon or a puzzle. And speaking of puzzles, you can obtain different puzzles throughout the open world, and unlocking these puzzles will sometimes unlock a hidden dungeon. As you guys can see right here, we just unlocked a hidden dungeon within this certain area of the map. Speaking of the map, I've told you guys I've only delved in maybe 3 to 10 hours of this game, barely scratching the entire map. And obviously this game just came out this month, so this could expand even further if the game performance and popularity continues throughout the year. Now, as you guys can see real quick, there's a solo mode and online mode. I'm just showing you guys based off of solo mode because once again, we are playing it solo, but there is an online mode for you to build a character and stay online if you want to play with other people. There are raids. I haven't gotten there yet, but I wanted to show you that game mode. Okay. Now there's also a level cap mode. Now, if you played Warframe, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to level cap mode. It will allow you to progress from Mastery 1 to Mastery 2 in Warframe. This is something similar where if you reach a certain level cap, you have to complete certain waves of enemies in order to progress higher in your level. And you will be able to unlock higher gear as well once you complete these modes. Okay, now that I showed you guys a good glimpse of where Winds meets gameplay, now let's get into Arc Raiders. What can we expect from Arc Raiders gameplay? Let's take a look. Okay, so the best way for me to show you guys the gameplay of Arc Raiders is kind of really hard to describe the purpose of this game. Very start of the game, you have like 2 maps. You basically unlock the battlegrounds. That's the basic start tutorial area. Even though it's live, it's kind of like the beginner area for anybody diving into Arc Raiders for the first time. And then as you guys can see in that map, you unlock different areas the more rounds you do. Now we're showcasing the materials map, and it shows you different areas where you can find different materials. Now, anybody that's going into this game is going to be completely lost because the tutorial kind of showed you what to expect of different types or aspects of the game. But once you dive into the live part of it, you're pretty much on your own trying to figure out how to find the materials you need and then extract them out. So as you guys can see, this is a live map of me going around for like maybe my third or fourth extraction in or spawn into these areas, and I'm just trying to get to the area I want to farm. Now along the way, there's going to be a lot of PvE robots or maybe even players, for example, where they come in at any point and try to take me out. So I can see the thrill behind Arc Raiders gameplay and like the fear of always having to look over your shoulder. And I still was very confused on why I wasn't able to shoot. Now this is a free loadout, and I was trying to figure out why I was not able to shoot well, but apparently I either had to hold down the reload button or reload multiple times before firing. But as a new player, I would have not known that unless I looked up on YouTube or different guides around the internet. So we killed our first arc, which was a part of the quest that I showed you earlier, where I had to kill an arc in order to grab an arc module or item from it. So I was able to do that and heal up and move on. Now, keep in mind, with a free loadout, it's kind of hard to have a lot of medical bandages or heal up a lot. So you kind of got to use your healing strategically. Now, I found an area where I was able to loot some materials, and it looked like some of these lockers were already hit by somebody else, but I wanted to loot it anyway, because when you loot something, you are gaining scavenging experience or experience towards your level. Once I found enough materials in my backpack, I kind of always want to go for the extraction immediately, because you never know who's going to be around, and you can either have a friendly or an enemy player who just wants to kill you. So once I find enough items, I would like to go to the extraction. Now keep in mind, this is a PvP game, so you can't get upset if somebody goes around and tries to kill you and takes all your loot, because that is the purpose of the game. Also, the robots are very strong. Like the PvE enemies in the area are very strong as well, especially when you're using a free loadout. Now, the more you progress through the game, the stronger you'll end up being, and probably the easier these robots will be for you. But if you're starting out fresh, this is what you're going to expect. Okay, you gotta have to play stealthy. Make sure you are not getting targeted by either enemies or players. Now, as you guys can see, I'm going to make my way towards the extraction because I'm losing a lot of bandages trying to heal up from this enemy's attack. Now, I'm going to go ahead and destroy it and then loot its body, because I think I need another one of those arc materials. So as you guys can see, I just completed the quest for the arc materials. Now I'm going to scavenge it, and this will complete most of my backpack loadout. And at this point, I just want to get out of here. Now, I think that's the goal of each session when you spawn in, is to extract as much as you can, find as much items as you can, scavenge them, and then extract it out. Now, I wanted to hide here because I'm making a lot of noise, especially around the extraction points. There's going to be a lot of noise, and either PvE enemies or PvP players hiding around and trying to extract their items that they found as well. So this was just a quick glimpse of what you can expect. Each session, yes, it's going to be different in terms of what to expect. You know, as you guys can see, I didn't really fight anybody there or had any PvP players come after me, but next time I go in, I could actually have a lot of PvP players shoot me and I could lose all of my items. So a lot of people who play this game, I've noticed when they've looked up guides and stuff like that, they are seeking PvE friendly zones or PvE friendly farming routes because they don't want to PvP. And that's one of the downsides about this game, is the fact that it's basically forcing people's hands to try to make it where it's PvE only in a PvP game. Now, that could be a good side for this game as well, because it allows people to play the game how they want to, which is another benefit as well. But most of this game entails is, once you extract all those items out that you found, your goal, or the biggest goal of this game, is to build up that workshop. Okay, you want to unlock most of these benches and try to craft all the items that you want, or different weapons that you want. You want to upgrade your weapons and so on and so on. So this is the bulk of the purpose of your reasons for going to out there and looking for loot and then extracting it, is to build up your workshop. And that's what I was confused about. So in total, out of everything that I explained in this video, I honestly want to tell you that I prefer Where Winds Meet over Arc Raiders, only because there is a lot more content involvement. Okay, a lot of different things to do in Where Winds Meet, a lot of different abilities, talents, and different puzzles to unlock, compared to going around in a big loop of extracting different items out and building up a workshop. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Are you an Arc Raiders fan, or you are Where Winds Meet fan, or do you like both games? Which ones do you play the most? And if I've missed anything in either one of these games, please don't hesitate to comment down below your thoughts and your gameplay experiences from both games. Until next time, this is AKingscreation, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.